I'm going to teach you how to become an outstanding business development representative by the end of this video. We're getting back to the basics, and I couldn't be more excited about it. 2 reasons why I'm making this video, and then we're going to get directly into it. Number 1, I got a LinkedIn DM from Ed on Friday at 8:31 p.m. asking me how he can become an outstanding BDR. He is the inspiration for this video. Number 2, I started my software sales career as an SDR, sales development rep, business development rep, same thing. And the skills and experience I gained through that period shaped my software sales career into what it is today. A high-performing account executive who is capable of making multiple 6 figures on any given year. I've earned $300,000 plus W-2 in 2 years, 2 separate years, because of the skills I gained as an SDR. So this is very important material. If you are committed to being a successful SDR, BDR, hit the like button now and let's get started. The first of 5 things you need to know and put into practice is to focus on volume over quality in the beginning. If you are just starting your tech sales career as an SDR, BDR, your number 1 objective in your work life should be to lead your team on activity. Every team has a Salesforce dashboard that shows the amount of calls you make, the amount of prospects you add to sequence, the amount of emails you send, the amount of opportunities you generate, and the pipeline you generate. Opportunities generated, meetings set, pipeline amount, those are the outcome results. In the beginning, you're not going to be so good at that. So what you need to maniacally focus on are the input metrics, which is your calls, your emails, your LinkedIn messages, your prospects added to sequence, and the amount of time you actually work. Because through that sheer volume, making 100 calls a day, that is how you will refine your craft and get better over time. When I first started, I made the commitment that I'm not more talented than anyone here. I didn't have any special connections. I didn't know anything special. I just learned that I needed to work harder than other people. And it was that work ethic at that time that allowed me to get better. And then the advice from one of my AEs that said, cold calling is never going away. You may as well embrace it and get as good at it as you possibly can. And that's what motivated me to put in more activity. If it was raining and I was going into the office and I knew other people would get in a little bit later because of the rain and you got to drive up the Dallas North Tollway, I said, I'm making 100 calls a day just because it's raining. It gave me the edge. The number 2 thing you need to know is to develop a repeatable outbound prospecting process. As you're putting in all this sheer volume, you're not worried about efficiency, but you do want to develop a process that you can repeat Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The process I've always followed is a point system around quantifying the activities that matter. Adding prospects to sequence, live conversations, meetings set, custom email or LinkedIn DM sent, and then opportunities generated. You can decide, is it 10 custom emails sent? That's 1 point. Is it 5, 10, 15 prospects added to sequence? That's 1 point. Do you need 5 points, 7 points? You can decide on the actual quantification of it, but you want to develop this repeatable process because you start to realize that, okay, you've got a cold calling block in the morning, in the afternoon. That's 10 a week. And if you fail to call in one of those blocks, you're losing out on 10% of your total output capacity. If you don't add enough prospects to sequence in the afternoon for the next day, then you will not have enough activity to make because you'll be coming in and rather than making your calls, you'll be trying to catch up adding prospects to sequence. So you want to figure out how you can quantify what does a successful day look like. And other BDRs will just show up with no clue what they're doing and, I'm just going to make a bunch of calls. But you'll show up with the process, and it's trust in that process over time that will lead to the results. The third thing you need to know is to learn and practice skill development. You can start to identify where are your gaps. And 4 metrics I would encourage every BDR to think about. We call them the Moneyball metrics. What is your cold call answer rate? What is your set rate? What is your show rate? And then what is your conversion rate? So your answer rate of the amount of calls you make, how many people answer, Your set rate of those people that answer, how many meetings you set. Your show rate of those meetings you set, how many actually show up to the meeting. And then your conversion rate of those meetings that happen, how many convert into qualified opportunities. Look at these different metrics as it relates to cold calling. You can also look at your email metrics. What is your open rate? What is your response rate? Your LinkedIn metrics. You get 150 DM credits a month. How many are you sending? How many people reply? How many meetings do you actually set? And then once you start to identify where your weakness is, go to the other SDRs or BDRs or the AEs who are good at that, or show up to your manager one-on-one and say, hey, I'm making all these calls, but no one's answering. How can we work on this? People are answering. I'm getting 10 answers a week, but I'm not setting enough meetings. Can we work on my script? Can we do a role play? Can I write down how I would respond to all of these different objections? Can I write down what the actual objections would be? Can I write down all of our competitors in the one sentence I would say in response or rebuttal to try and overcome it? These are all things you really need to know. And if you're thinking you don't really know it, then you are at a disadvantage to the people that do know it. The fourth thing you need to know to become an outstanding business development representative, now we're going, is to become very close to your account executive. I'm an account executive. I have had dozens and dozens of SDRs and BDRs. And the ones that I feel a greater connection with, I'm more likely to want to help and to give them freebies, essentially. This is the game within the game. Because what you'll find the further you go in your BDR journey is the top performing BDRs are really great at what they're doing, but they're also getting some level of freebies. This is just the game within the game, the gray area, the way it works. You need to be really good and get yourself to 100 to 150%. And then it's those extra opportunities just by working closely with your AE, that's going to push you over 200%. So the way you do this is, if you're working remote and you're not always seeing them, you want to over communicate the important things. You want to show up to your one-on-ones with a point of view, with some level of organization. You want to CC and BCC your AE on all email responses and some emails you're sending. You want to take work off their plate and say, hey, I sent this person an email, I CC'd you on it. Can you send this template in response? You want to think, how can you make this person's life easier? How can you make them more successful? And once the AE feels that, they're going to be more likely to help you out, collaborate closer. And when you're communicating in sync, that is how things start to happen. Believe me on that. The fifth and final thing you need to know is it's very easy to get impatient in the journey. I was an SDR, as I said, for nearly 2 years. It was about 20 months. Right around month 16 to 18, you start to question, should I just go to a different organization that will make me an AE today? And I think that this is a really big mistake people make, because you start to compound your knowledge. And if you're an SDR at a company and you become an AE at that company, you tend to be more successful because you really understand what's going on. But the point here is, be patient and trust the process. You want to consistently crush your job right now. And only once you're consistently crushing every month, that is when you will unlock the next level. And when you unlock that next level and become an AE, you will be all the more prepared because you did not short the process. The AEs that understand all the SDR, BDR skills, like outbound prospecting, resilience, consistency, mindset, showing up, how to get creative with your outreach, these are the most successful reps. And that is why this time period in your career, although it's very challenging, I was speaking to our group of mid-market SDRs and I said, I have a lot of respect for the work you guys are doing, because what you're doing is actually harder than what I'm doing. Being an SDR or BDR is harder than being an account executive. I am sure of that. So these are the 5 ideas, tips, practices, tactics that you can apply today in your role to be an outstanding BDR. Focus on volume over quality in the beginning. Develop a repeatable process that you can quantify. Learn and practice skill development. Become very close with your AE and crush the job you're in to unlock the next level, and have patience with it. If you have any specific questions, or topics that you want me to address, you can comment them down below or DM me on LinkedIn because I respond to all of my DMs. I'll link my LinkedIn down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let's have a great week ahead.